The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends want it. A Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls Clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Without Bias right here on 1116 SEN. Val Febbo here with you for Bowls Australia. A bowling green is right around the corner. Search Bowls Greens near me. A massive show coming up today. The BPL teams, they're all out. We know who the 36 players are now that are going to be going onto Pine Rivers and doing their thing under lights. It's going to be amazing. Two new teams, the Geelong Jets and the Sydney Saints. Ellen Falkner, the coach of the Moreton Bay Pirates, she's going to join me a little later on. But before that, we've had some wonderful news this week, and it centres around the one and only Olivia Cartwright from Moama. She's not actually in one of the high-performance squads, the Pathways or the Emerging Jackaroos, but she has got a trip to New Zealand later this year, which is amazing for the Oceania Challenge. And she joins me on the line in one of the best stories in bowls for 2024. Olivia, welcome to the show. Congratulations.
Thanks, Val. Thanks for having me.
This is amazing. I was so happy for you when I saw the news and when I heard. And how has it all sunk in for you, firstly?
To be honest, I don't think it actually has yet. I still have little moments where something might mention Australia or New Zealand, and I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm going there. I'm going to be wearing the green and gold. So to be honest, it hasn't sunk in yet, but no doubt when I do get out there or when it gets closer to the event, it will definitely sink in.
We've had a little chat about how you were when the call came through. Just talk us through the moments and how it all panned out.
So I actually was, I work as a kinder educator, and I was about to start my break, and I just got a message from Kaz saying, hey, can you give me a call ASAP? And I was like, oh, this is a bit strange. Like, yeah, no worries, sure thing. Gave her a quick call, and yeah, she emphasised that someone had pulled out, unable to participate, and the selectors had had a discussion and that they'd sat down and, you know, based on my 12 months or my performances, the attributes that I can bring to the team, they put forward that they offered the position to me if I would have it. And to be honest, I was lost for words, Val. I didn't really know what had just happened in those last 5 minutes of the phone call, but I was like, I'm 95% sure, but I will give you an absolute confirmation tonight. And I just hang up the phone and just kind of had a minute to myself and was just like, I'm not really sure what just happened, but all I know is that I'm going to New Zealand and I'm going to be wearing the green and gold. So I was speechless, over the moon and ecstatic.
What does it mean to you, the fact that you are going to be representing Australia?
It honestly means the world. Like I mentioned to you earlier, as a child, you have these dreams and you set them quite high for yourself based on your ability and what you see other people achieving. And my childhood goal was to one day don the green and gold, and for it to become a reality in less than 12 weeks is quite insane, to be honest. And it's just a privilege. Those that have, gone on before me and continue to play for the green and gold is just an amazing achievement for them personally, and to be able to join, the likes of in the team of Sammy and even those higher up of, Dawn and things like that. So you're just inspired to be them, and to be able to take that one step deeper into my career, it's just, amazing.
And you mentioned the teammates that you'll be alongside. So in that five of women, there's Samantha Atkinson, who you mentioned, Chloe Morrison, Kate Arjun-Bowden and Sophie Kurzman. So Sophie and Sammy you know really well through your Victorian duties, but Kate and Chloe are very, very accomplished bowlers as well. How excited are you to join up with them and form what is going to be a pretty formidable quintet?
I'm very excited. Yeah, as you mentioned, I do know Sammy and Soph quite well. I've recently come off the back front of a New South Wales test, both playing with Sammy and Soph in the rink. So we had a good time there. While we didn't get the victory, we, became closer in teammates. And even though I don't know Chloe and Kate quite as well, I have run into Kate a few times throughout my under-18 career. We played a lot against each other. So I've never never played with her, so I'm really excited to finally get on the other side of that. And I'm just over the moon to be donning it with some amazing women in their own right.
And for you yourself, when did you start playing bowls, and when did you sort of think that, oh, hang on, you know what, I'm a genuine chance and I really want to represent Australia?
So I began back in 2016, so really not that long ago. And I kind of progressed, I suppose, quite quickly. I had the formidable coach in my dad who helped me progress quickly. And it was probably not till 2018-19 I started getting a few accolades down in the Golden Valley area, and just having the belief of others kind of made me realise that, actually I can do this if I really wanted to. So I kind of built my network of people and the support behind them, and that just enabled me to have that self-belief and set those goals of one day, playing for Australia. So it's been a long journey, but feels like only yesterday that I started. So, yeah, it's crazy.
How did you get started, Olivia? I'm always so interested in hearing how younger people like yourself get into the sport of bowls.
So actually it was my dad who got me into the sport, a family affair. So, as younger kids do, you get dragged onto around everywhere and watching sports. And yeah, it was just since I was a little girl, was watching dad, and one day just picked up the bowls, playing a game, and my first game was actually for the opposition against Kyabram because they were short, and I explicitly remember that day of when I was just excited, running around the house and loving life because I was going to play lawn bowls, and yeah, the rest is history.
Amazing, and your dad must be pretty proud of you right now.
Yeah, he's over the moon.
That's amazing. And now, when it comes to your club, you play out of the juggernaut that is Moama on the Murray River. Now, one of the hosts of the Bowls Premier League. They've got the likes of Kevin Anderson, Cass Millerick, yourself, Emma Simmons, all very accomplished bowlers. Stewie White's there as well. We'll go to throw Stewie a mention. But how much does the club mean to you, and how much development have the likes of Kevin and Cass given you over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so I haven't been there as long as many people think. I've only been there a couple of years, but ever since I made that transition, they've been great in providing me with lots of opportunities. And from that, I've been able to come out of my comfort zone and just develop me as a bowler and as a person to a deeper level. And I'm forever grateful of the club there, Kevin and Stewie, Liam, and even all the members there. They've kind of opened me ever since I have been there. And yeah, if I didn't make that move, who knows where I would have been or what I've been up to, but it definitely was one that has helped me achieve bigger things.
And in terms of performance over the last couple of years, the culmination of that was that Australian Open Women's Fours title in 2023. How much confidence did that give you? You're playing with Chloe, Caitlin and Lara, but, you starred on that big stage. So how much confidence did that give you, and how much has it given you going through over the last 12 months?
Yeah, it's given me heaps. To be honest, I'm still shell-shocked. I say to the girls all the time, I'm like, to be honest, I still can't believe that I'm playing with you. They're amazing in their own right. And after winning that back front, we had never played together as a four. I'd only known Chloe for a few months and vice versa for Caitlin as well. So we were quite new to each other, but the ability that we had to bring to the team and back each other up, it gave me heaps of confidence knowing that I can really achieve anything I put my mind to, and yeah, I can just reach for the stars, as they say.
You certainly can. And one final one from me, Olivia. How much planning or how much prep do you go into over the next few months now leading into November? What does the calendar look like for you?
So, yeah, it's quite busy in between work, uni and bowls itself. So I'll have prestige pairs next week with Chloe herself, and then we'll head to Queensland for a test series, Vic v Queensland, and then a few tournaments here and there, and then hopefully nationals, and in between now and then and juggling ridiculous assignments and things like that, trying to get on to the bowls green and practice at Moama on the carpet and just, do those little 1%ers that will eventually help me succeed.
Well, that's absolutely sensational. Olivia, I know you've got an assignment to get back to right now, so I'm going to let you get going. But thank you for joining me on the show, and congratulations on your selection for the Oceania Challenge later on this year. You are going to be representing Australia. Let that sink in. It's an amazing story, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Val. Thanks.
Olivia Cartwright there joining me on the show. I can't wait to see her in action in November in New Zealand. It's such an amazing story. She really does deserve it. A massive season or a massive year and a half because, AO final or AO title last year in the women's fours. Then this year gets to the semis in the pairs, quarters in the fours, quarters in the singles, and then got to the Australian Indoor Championships as well. She's playing brilliantly. So Olivia Cartwright going to New Zealand later on this year. But after this, Ellen Falkner, coach of the Moreton Bay Pirates, she's going to join me after this to talk about the upcoming BPL 20 and how exciting that's going to be.
The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends wanted. A bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
Welcome back to Without Bias for Bowls Australia here on 1116 SEN. A bowls green is right around the corner. Search bowls clubs near me. Val Febbo here with you. A big thank you to Olivia Cartwright for joining me in the last segment to chat about the wonderful news that has come to her this week. But BPL 20 is right around the corner, pretty much 2 months away now, which is so exciting because this is the biggest we've ever seen the tournament. 12 teams, 36 players and 12 extraordinary coaches, one of which is the one and only Ellen Falkner MBE, who joins me on the line. She coaches the Moreton Bay Pirates. Els, welcome back to the show.
Thanks very much, Val. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, and the fact that I've got you on the show is always very nice, and I'm excited to talk about BPL because you are the coach of the Moreton Bay Pirates, and you've just come off a runner-up performance in February, so close to winning the tournament, but the new team of Alex Marshall, Ryan Burnett, and Catherine Rednall sees Moreton Bay as the first ever Australian-based franchise to have no Australian involvement at all. How exciting is that prospect?
Well, it's funny. I was actually looking at all the teams earlier, and wow, what a lineup across all 12 franchises. And I get in relation to your specific question, yeah, I guess we are. Obviously, Ryan Burnett works and plays for the club, and Alex has such a long association with them that it kind of doesn't really feel that way, but technically we are.
Yeah, exactly. And it is really exciting because, obviously hasn't been done at all by an Australian team. The New Zealand Blackjacks is the only other team, but they were obviously a New Zealand franchise. But you'll be adopted as you are, or you'll all be adopted as Moreton Bay representatives because you are playing at home for the first time. This is your first involvement at Pine Rivers, being a coach or player. So how excited are you by this prospect? Because you've seen it, it gets loud, it gets raucous, especially on those final couple of nights. So what are you most excited about?
I always really look forward to going to the club. The people are always so nice and welcoming. And as you've just alluded to, there's always a super atmosphere. I was there last year for the final night commentating on the finals and absolutely loved it. And I guess on a personal note, it's an added bonus that there's no early flights needed, as it's only just up the road.
Exactly right. Well, yeah, you have just moved up to the Gold Coast, so you don't have to fly, you don't have to go anywhere, so no problems at all for you. Now, your former teammate in Catherine Rednall comes in to replace Dawn Heyman. How excited are you to reconnect with Catherine?
Yeah, I'm really excited, but I would just like to say that one of the highlights for me last year was actually getting to spend some quality time and getting to know Dawny better. And, we wish her all the very best on her new journey with the Saints. But, yeah, on a personal note, it would be lovely to see Redders again. We've teamed up in a few different events together over the years, including the triples at the 2018 Com Games. And then we actually played at Moama in the Rest of the World versus Oz back in 2019, which was the event that Kaz retired at. So, yeah, it's going to be great to see her again. Like I said, we've played together and known each other a long time. And I'm also really looking forward to obviously seeing the other English guys, in particular Nick Brett. So you won't know this, Val, but his family are actually staying with us while it's on. And I've known Nick since I was 18, and we used to be club mates. So we've played together for years over in England. I think we've won, 4 or 5 national titles together.
Wow.
And actually owe a lot to Nick and Greg Harlow. They were my club mates, and they were people who really supported and helped me in terms of my growth and development. You always look up to the players that have achieved, and you try and learn from them. And they were both so generous and willing with their time. So it'd be nice to catch up with Nick and his family as well. We've stayed in touch since we've moved over.
Amazing. I'm actually really looking forward to meeting Nick Brett, the man behind that viral bowls video that has gone absolutely gangbusters over the last couple of years in all certain algorithms where he's just managed to find a gap that shouldn't have been there and hit a resting toucher. So I'm looking forward to meeting him in person when he plays for the Gold Coast Hawks. Now, Catherine Rednall, you mentioned you play together a lot. You know her game inside out. What does she bring to the team and the squad?
Well, Redders on carpet is a machine, but she's much more than her technical ability. Her dad, John, is I think he was one of very few players to get 100 caps for England. So she's pretty much been bowling or around bowls club since she was born. So she knows a heck of a lot about the sport for her, young age. So she brings a lot tactically. And also she knows a lot of the players as well. So she's a real student of the game. So natural ability along with obviously tactical guidance. And I think she'll just enjoy it. And it's certainly a bucket list event for her from what she said. So I think she's just super excited to get over here and to experience the BPL for herself.
And how do you rate the dynamic with her, Alex Marshall and Ryan Burnett? All three of them they possess an abundance of quality.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is, that they've got mutual respect between all of them, and they all see the game in a similar way. But there'll be a bit of banter and a bit of fun between all of them, I'm sure, out on the green, which is always a good recipe for success when people are out there enjoying each other's company. That's generally when the good bowls seem to play.
What would it mean to you to go one better, Els? You were so close in February if it wasn't for some Gary Kelly brilliance at some crucial points. So what would it mean to you to take that title?
Yeah, well, we probably had one hand on the trophy, but in this format, things can change with one bowl, as we know. So, it was an epic event last February, and it was fantastic to be part of it. I think we've kind of alluded to it already with it being held at Pine. I think it will be fantastic if we do manage to go one better, particularly for the home fans. And I think the roof will come off if that happens. And it'd be pretty epic to be a part of. But we certainly won't be getting carried away. It's a super strong field and team. New names, new combinations, really exciting. And I think, he knows who will come out on top, but it will certainly make for a wonderful spectacle of bowls.
How much have you planned tactically since February to possibly propel the Pirates to the title, or has it just been business as usual, not really thinking about it too much until, around about now?
Yeah, so we did a bit of a debrief after Moama, and I kind of identified some areas that we'll have a discussion on and we'll work on, and that's probably all I say about that. But we will get together on Zoom because Catherine and Alex are obviously over in the UK, so we'll connect up prior to them coming over. But it's been a pretty busy time in their schedule over there with the Bowls England Nationals just finishing, and Catherine's a school teacher, so she'll be starting back with the new school term. So, we'll all reconvene and touch base, and we'll have to sort of go over some old ground in terms of it being a new combination. But, we've certainly got some areas that we want to learn from and work on, and hopefully we can come up with some different ideas and, bring a different dynamic to it.
Nice. And how much harder do you think it's going to be to win this tournament with the two new teams? Because it's something unknown completely, and this is going to be, I reckon, in my opinion anyways, the hardest one to win out of all 20.
Oh, I would agree. I think this has got everything. It promises to be one of the best BPLs of all time. And I'm really excited as a lover of the sport to see how it all unfolds. And, this is a fantastic format. And, we've got some brilliant talent on display, and it'll be fascinating, I think, to see how it all unfolds and, who ends up prevailing on the day.
Well, Ellen Falkner, thank you very much for joining me on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing you and your Pirates in action in November. And look, you've put together a monster of a team. It's going to be unbelievable to watch. And with the home crowd at Pine Rivers, I think the cardboard cutouts will be flying of everybody. So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me on Without Bias.
Thanks very much, Val.
Ellen Falkner MBE joining me on Without Bias. Looking forward to BPL 20 in November at Club Pine Rivers. It is going to be massive. I cannot wait. So a massive thank you to Els and to Olivia Cartwright for joining me on the show. Up until next week, it's bye from me, Val Febbo. But you can catch up to all of the episodes on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel as well as our social media pages. Stay in touch with them as well on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube, as well as the Right Line, Bowls Australia's official podcast. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. From me, Val Febbo, catch you next week.